1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out there in Mandolin Land, Mike Hedding here, coming to you today with another lesson for the classic old song, Man of Constant Sorrow. People always love this song. It's maybe 20 years old or something and people still love it. So I thought I would do another version of it. I have a beginner version that goes over the absolute basic melody and how to fill up the basic melody with a little bit of picking. But I thought for this one it'd be fun to get just a little further away from the melody, play some more licks, go up the neck a little bit, play some more up the neck style licks. I'll break down 2 solos for the song for Man of Constant Sorrow. We're in the key of G for this lesson. So I'll break down the 2 solos note for note, show you my tips, show you my thought process on how we came up with some of these blues licks, how to create tension with minor notes over major chords. We'll talk about that. And then in the backup section, I wanted to get away a little bit from just the basic chords that I taught in the beginner version. I'll go over the chords, but then for the backup section, we're going to talk more about how to do fill licks. So how to play fills around the vocals, how to stay in these chord shapes and play fill licks. We're going to break that down in the backup section. I'll show you how to do a bunch of fill licks, kind of Monroe style, Bill Monroe style chord licks, and that work great for fills around the vocals. You're still staying in your chord shape, but you can play these little fills or I'll break that down as well. All right, let's jump into Man of Constant Sorrow, the intermediate version in the key of G. All right, let's start breaking down this first solo to the intermediate level lesson for Man of Constant Sorrow. So we're going to get a little further away from the melody on this lesson. I broke down the basic melody in the beginner lesson I did for this song. But sometimes it's a little fun to get a little further away from the melody. And we're going to play some more kind of like blues licks. So let's play the first 10 measures into the beginning of measure 11, which will be like the first solo, and then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. Do that a few times. A little slower. Time a little faster. Okay, so we're going to be kind of playing what's called in bluegrass like modal, where we're going to be playing minor sounding notes over major sounding chords. So this is common in a lot of bluesy bluegrass songs. Pretty Polly, Clinch Mountain Backstep, you know, Wild Bill Jones, Man of Constant Sorrow. So we're playing minor sounding notes, almost like a G minor, but we're going to be playing major chords in the backup, which is kind of a cool contrasting sound. Okay, so measure 1 is going to be the pickup to the solo, and beat 1 is going to be a rest, and then we're going to play open 3, 5, those are my frets on the D string, and then an upstroke on the 1st fret, and then the 3rd fret on the A string. So we're kind of running up the notes, and our melody note we want to get to is this 5th fret on the A string, so we're kind of running up like I said. I'm doing all down up picking there until the end, so down up down, 2 and 3 and 4 is how you count it. The other thing you could do with any of these 1st frets on the A string is slide in if you wanted. If you sometimes kind of playing with that minor major sound can sound cool. But I didn't do that for this just in the tab. I didn't write that in, but you could do that if you wanted to. And then we're going to land in this classic G bluegrass double stop, 5th fret on the A string, 3rd fret on the high E string, and we're going to play a rhythm. We're going to play down, up, down, up. So 1 and 3, 4 and is how you count it. So down, up, down, up. Remember, we're doing down strokes on the down beats, up strokes on the up beats. So we're going down, up, down, up. And you could really do whatever rhythm you want there. You could do all eighth notes. But sometimes just adding a little bit more interesting rhythm is a nice variation. Remember, you don't always have to change the pitches when you want to create a variation. The other thing you can do is change the rhythm of your right hand. That's something I associate with Bill Monroe. He did a lot, where he wouldn't always be moving his left hand notes to change, but he would add a cool, interesting rhythm. So that's what we're doing there. We're going 1 and 3, 4 and, so it's very syncopated. So let's put those two together. We have. The other thing I do is cut off that third fret a little bit to help it kind of pop out. I kind of cut the note off short, which lets my finger get up to this next fret too, because you have to move your second finger, middle finger, from the third fret on the A string to the E string, right? So, or you could do, or any little rhythm there. 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and, or 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, or as written. Just come up with like a little interesting rhythm there. The other thing you could do is strum all the strings initially. If you want to give like a big kind of pop to the beginning of your solo. Remember, you got it's basically 4 notes of G, D, D, G. So that's something I might do too, if it's like a louder jam, is really nail that first intro to the solo with a big kind of like strum. Either way works. And then a little bluesy lick. So we're going to go up to the high E string and do 3rd fret and 1st fret. And then 3rd fret on the A string. And then a backslide 4 to 3. And then 1st fret, 3rd fret on the D. So I'm going down, up, down, down. Don't slide too fast. And that 4th fret is the blue note in the scale. So they call that the blue note. It's not in the scale. But you can slide up to the 5th fret or down to the 3rd fret. You get that really bluesy sound. You might have heard something like that. We're also using the flatted 7th note, these F notes. So we have, and then a little run, 3 to 5. So just kind of like a little rhythm there. That's going into measure 5, and then we'll play another little run. But just kind of hear how that connects together. So you have. That's another little thing I'll do a lot. So rather than going just and just kind of hitting that 5th fret, a little tip is you can kind of go one bluesy note, if it's a bluesy song, below it. It just kind of makes it more interesting. So that's all we're doing there, and then just doing a little run. Pick moving there. So let's put that together. We have. The other thing I do at the end of measure 3, I cut that note off. Okay, and then into measure 5, another little scale run. Just kind of going up the minor pentatonic scale notes. That's going to set up our C chord that we'll play in a second. Kind of keep your fingers stretched out. The other thing you can do is kind of practice keeping these fingers down, because you're basically going up the notes and then back down. So resist the urge to lift them all up. So you have, because you go right from measure 4 right into the run of measure 5. So let's put that all together. Then into a C, 2-finger C, and we're going to do that same rhythm we did in measure 2. So down, up, down, up. And there you can strum the whole strings, or the low G string as well. Sometimes I'll do that, so you'd have, if you want to make a bigger sound. The other thing you can do is slide into that. So I'm sliding my first finger from 1 to 2, again sliding through that third note, just like we were doing in the G. If you do it on the D string, that's like a C. So you got, but if you want to play it as written, it's, the other thing you can do is kind of punch those out. And then another little run, 3rd fret on the A, 1st fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 1st fret, 3rd fret, 1st fret on the E string. So it's just like a scale run.